If anybody know T.I., cause I know everybody at the school or high school didn't like him, so I got a reward, man. If y'all send me the yearbook pictures or something that's showing where he from, man, I will pay y'all personally, man. You know what I'm saying? Say he got a phone conversation. If you tell him, if we had a phone conversation, you need to tell him what the phone conversation was about. It's about you getting punched in the face at Club Pure by one of my goons, you know what I'm saying?
When you have a new artist like Shawty Lo, who's causing friction with you, he's obviously calling you out. You know, he's obviously challenging the throne.
Yeah, I hear
you know, which in my opinion is
if you could call it that.
Well, you know, you see it as competition. You don't take it personally.
I'm sorry.
Hip-hop beefs almost never end smooth, and T.I. and Shawty Lo proved that in the wildest way. Their drama didn't get the same spotlight as some other legendary feuds, but trust, it got just as chaotic. What started as a cool level of respect between them flipped into straight disrespect out of nowhere. And in this whole mess, T.I. ended up looking like he got played hard. Shawty Lo sparked the fire when he called T.I. out, saying T.I. wasn't even telling the truth about where he was really from. The moment that claim hit the streets, people started side-eyeing T.I.'s whole background and questioning if his street rep was even real. But the accusations didn't stop there. Shawty Lo went even further and pushed a label onto T.I. that no rapper wants on their name, calling him a snitch. That word hit T. I like a brick, and it followed him everywhere, popping up in interviews, comments, and from other celebrities too. Things got so heated between them that the beef didn't stay on the mic. It exploded into diss tracks, ugly back and forths, tense moments during shows, and even real confrontations between their crews. It was way past rap at that point. So what really sparked all this chaos between the two? Both artists were rising strong in Atlanta, and both of them repped Bankhead heavy. Shawty Lo had already built buzz with D4L, while T.I. was stepping into superstar territory, becoming one of the biggest names in the city. T.I. had been involved in music and street life since he was young, catching charges and making noise early on. Shawty Lo didn't jump into rap until later, but in the streets he was already respected long before the music industry caught his name. When T.I. started blowing up, he dropped the video for I'm Serious back in 2001. And here's the twist. A bunch of the cars in that video were actually borrowed from Shawty Lo, who was already established outside the music world. You can even spot Shawty Lo walking through the shot like it was nothing. Everything seemed cool between them at first, like they were both rising from the same place and showing love. But somewhere along the line, things shifted and the respect crumbled fast, turning their connection into one of Atlanta's messiest rap feuds. After Shawty Lo decided to chase his solo career, everything between him and T.I. started shifting fast. By the time Shawty Lo stepped away from D4L to focus on his own music, T.I. was already sitting at the top of the rap game with chart toppers, Grammys, and a reputation as one of the South's biggest heavy hitters. Even with all that fame, T.I. always tried to keep the image of someone still tied to the streets. So naturally, Shawty Lo reached out trying to lock in a collaboration, thinking they could make something fire together, but T.I. shut the idea down, and that's when things started getting tense. Shawty Lo felt straight up disrespected, because years earlier, he had helped T.I. when he was just getting his footing, even letting him use cars for his first big video. Now T.I. was acting like he didn't even recognize him, and Shawty Lo wasn't having it at all. He began calling T.I. out hard, but T.I. claimed it wasn't personal. He just didn't like the track Shawty Lo wanted him on. But once more details surfaced, everything got even messier. Way back before T.I. blew up, when he was still hustling and trying to position himself in the streets, Shawty Lo had already built a serious name in the substance world. T.I. respected his status and even went to him looking for advice and help in the business. According to T.I., Shawty Lo coldly brushed him off and refused to support him in any way. Fast forward to later, T.I. said he didn't even realize at first that the same Shawty Lo who wanted him on a song was the same guy who rejected him years earlier. Once T.I. connected the dots, he shut the collaboration down completely. About a year before the feud really exploded, T.I. ended up caught in a situation that pushed his whole street reputation into the spotlight. Just hours before he was supposed to hit the stage at the BET Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta, federal agents stormed in and arrested him on serious charges. T.I. was accused of having 3 unregistered machine guns, 2 silencers, and being a felon in possession of firearms. Charges that came with heavy consequences. And the wildest part? He tried to buy the weapons from someone who turned out to be secretly working with the feds, making the entire situation look like a setup that was impossible to beat. For T.I., this whole situation was a straight-up nightmare. He already had a long record, and now he was staring at a possible 10-year federal sentence on top of it. Fans were panicking, the streets were buzzing, and everyone figured T.I. was about to disappear for a long time. But then something wild happened. T.I. pleaded guilty, and instead of a decade behind bars, he only got sentenced to 1 year. And it didn't even end there because he ended up serving just a few months before walking out free. That light sentence had people talking nonstop, wondering how someone caught trying to buy machine guns could plead guilty and barely do time. And it didn't make sense to a lot of folks, and Shawty Lo wasted no time stirring the pot. In interviews, he leaned into the rumors, saying deals like that don't just fall out of the sky unless you cooperate with the authorities. He didn't have to say the word. Everybody knew what he was implying. He was calling T.I. a snitch without even saying it directly. Shawty Lo's accusations spread fast, but here's where things get interesting. T.I. might have actually been the first one to throw a shot back in 2007 when T.I. dropped Big Things Poppin'. Some listeners believed he slid in a few lines aimed straight at Shawty Lo. In the track, T.I. spits, "Do it to the maximum. Take it while you asking them. Don't listen to them suckers when they say you too irrational." See, I said I was king, and them lames started laughing. Them same suckers now want the king on the track with them? That hit different because Shawty Lo had been upset publicly about T.I. refusing to collaborate with him. So fans started connecting the dots, and the tension got even heavier. Once T.I. finished his short sentence and jumped back into the industry, he finally addressed the rumors and talked about the rising drama with Shawty Lo. In an MTV interview, he brushed everything off and said he didn't need to use someone else's name just to get attention, calling all that talk straight nonsense. Then DJ Sway asked him if he even saw Shawty Lo as real competition, and T.I. barely entertained the question before dismissing it completely. That answer made things worse. Shawty Lo didn't take that lightly. He fired back hard and started tearing into T.I.'s authenticity. He targeted T.I.'s claims about being from the west side of Atlanta, especially Bankhead. T.I. had always repped Bankhead proudly in his music, but Shawty Lo challenged the whole story, saying people in Bankhead didn't even know T.I. like that. He accused T.I. of creating a fake backstory to boost his street image, and he didn't stop there. To make his point even louder, Shawty Lo dropped Dun Dun, a diss track aimed right at T.I. On the track, he raps, "I've done it all, I've done it all. Who mentioned Bankhead didn't acknowledge me? What, you blind? Need some glasses to see?" He kept the pressure going with more bold lines, including, "Yeah, I'm hot, dude," making it clear he wanted all the smoke with T.I. Shawty Lo kept firing off lines like, "They say I'm burning up, me the rare dude, I'm finna turn it up, add the fire to the flame. Who mentioned Bankhead? Didn't say my name." And the streets ran with it. But the line that really took over the whole feud, the one people still quote, was when he said, "Dude said he from the west side." Well, goodness, it must be two sides. That bar hit like a punch to the chest and had folks questioning T.I.'s entire backstory overnight. The phrase, "it must be two sides," spread like wildfire. Shawty Lo even doubled down by filming a whole video driving around Bankhead, interviewing people to see if anyone actually knew T.I. The footage was aimed to embarrass him, painting the picture that T.I.'s claimed roots were shaky at best. At this point, T.I. was one of the biggest rappers on the planet, so getting his street credibility challenged publicly made him look vulnerable in a way he never expected. With Shawty Lo taking non-stop swings, T.I. finally snapped back and dropped a diss track called "What's Up, What's Happening?" And he went all in on it. T.I. rapped, "That's a damn shame. I guess that what he hating for? Boy, you so damn lame. Your clique the same, just a bunch of walking stains. Disgrace the A. You give the city such a bad name." T.I. didn't hold anything back, even calling out their past and how they used to be cool before the beef exploded. He followed it with, "But still, I hear you loud and clear on your little song. Go on, get your dissing on. While the king gone, your self-esteem gone. 'Cause I'm back now. Let's see if we can't teach these dudes how to act now. You kissing A, then you jumping back now. I check your A, then I shut your A down." T.I. made sure the whole world knew he wasn't scared of the smoke. T.I. also fired at Shawty Lo's stunt of driving around Bankhead, asking people if they knew him, calling the whole thing desperate. In the track, he spits, "Hey, what I care about who you asking saying they ain't heard of me? I'm certified, certainly your videos ain't hurting me. I still ride with the windows rolled down all around the A-town like it's finna go down. He made it clear he wasn't hiding from anyone. Then he turned things up even more with another jab, saying, "Go on, get yourself high, cause I yelled bankhead and you felt left out. I ain't mentioned your name. Is that what all this about?" T.I. basically exposed what he believed was the real reason behind the feud: jealousy and pride. But T.I. didn't stop there. On another track, No Matter What, he allegedly slid in more shots at Shawty Lo with lines like, "Set the standard in Atlanta, how to get it." T.I. was making sure the streets knew he was standing firm in his spot as Atlanta royalty. T.I. fired back with even more confidence, spitting lines like, "So you up-and-coming rappers want this just off it? I'm officially the realest, point blank, period. Whether I still live in the hood or just visit, whatever you can do in the hood, I done did it. That's why the dope boys and the misfits feel it. This still his city longest tip livin'." He was doubling down hard and letting everybody know Atlanta was still behind him. T.I. made it clear he wasn't backing down from anything or anyone. He was shutting down every rumor and every question about his street credibility like it was nothing. By the end of 2008, the tension between him and Shawty Lo was boiling and everybody in the city could feel it. Then came the infamous Dirty Awards in Atlanta that November, the night everything went left. Both T.I. and Shawty Lo showed up, and from the moment they walked in, their crews were posted up and watching each other like something was about to go down. At first, the room stayed calm, at least on the surface. Folks were watching, whispering, waiting, but no one had made a move yet. That changed the second Shawty Lo got on stage and performed his diss track, Dun Dun. The energy shifted instantly, like somebody flipped a switch. Reports say that while Shawty Lo was performing, members of T.I.'s crew started launching chairs toward the stage. Chairs flying in front of the whole crowd turned the whole show into chaos. Security had to shut the event down for a moment just to stop things from getting out of control. During that break, people backstage claimed T.I. and Shawty Lo actually crossed paths and tried to squash things, at least for the moment, but whatever peace they tried to make didn't hold up at all. When the show restarted, T.I. hit the stage and, according to folks who were there, threw more shade directly at Shawty Lo in front of everyone.
We have breaking news. An exit ramp on I-285 is back open after a deadly crash in South Fulton County. We're learning more this morning about the man killed in the wreck, local rapper Shawty Lo.
That was all it took. The tension snapped clean in half. A huge brawl exploded between both camps, with fists flying everywhere and the whole place turning into a battlefield. Shawty Lo himself ended up catching a heavy shot to the face in the middle of the chaos. The scene was so wild that people were talking about it for weeks. After that Dirty Awards brawl, the beef between Shawty Lo and T.I. turned into one of the most talked about stories in hip-hop. Fans, bloggers, radio hosts, everybody had something to say, and it felt like the situation was only getting more unpredictable by the day. Shawty Lo kept applying pressure, clowning T.I. in interviews, and even claiming T.I. got punched during the chaos at the awards. Fans were convinced the beef was way past the point of no return, like these two would never stand in the same room again. It felt like an all-out war, and people were bracing for more diss tracks, more surprises, and maybe even more real-life tension. But then something nobody expected happened. The entire situation flipped. In a shocking move, Shawty Lo and T.I. decided to put the beef to bed once and for all. To make it official, they even shared the stage together at T.I.'s club in Atlanta, performing side by side like the drama had never existed. Seeing them together was a huge moment for the culture and a major moment of peace for the city. From that point on, both T.I. and Shawty Lo went back to building their legacies without the cloud of beef hanging over them. T.I. kept cementing himself as one of Atlanta's greatest rappers ever, while Shawty Lo remained a respected name in the city's music and street history. But then tragedy struck, shaking Atlanta and the whole hip-hop world to its core. On September 21st, 2016, heartbreaking news spread across the city. Shawty Lo had passed away. The night had started like any regular night for him, nothing out of the ordinary. He had been at the Blue Flame Lounge, a well-known spot in Atlanta, hanging out with his crew, relaxing and enjoying himself. Everything felt normal, and nobody could have imagined the tragedy that was about to unfold. Shawty Lo left the club around 2 in the morning with 2 women riding with him in his Audi A7. They were heading down the highway, and reports later said that Shawty Lo was driving fast, really pushing the car. The women inside the vehicle said they asked him to slow down, but it seems he didn't take their warning to heart. Moments later, everything went wrong in the worst way. Shawty Lo lost control of the car, veered off the road, and went over a guardrail at high speed. The vehicle hit 2 trees, causing a violent impact that tore through the car. The crash was so severe that Shawty Lo was ejected from the vehicle, leading to a devastating outcome that no one saw coming. The city was left in shock as people tried to process the sudden loss of someone who left a major mark on Atlanta's culture. Shawty Lo reportedly had a large amount of cash on him that night, and in a shocking twist, the 2 women who were in the car with him allegedly took every dollar off his body before they left the scene. That detail alone sent the city into a frenzy, sparking rumors, whispers, and a wave of conspiracy theories. A lot of people felt like something about the situation just didn't sit right. The timing made it even stranger because Shawty Lo's father had passed away just a week earlier. Shawty Lo had even recorded a tribute track called "Letter to My Father" to honor him, and fans couldn't help but notice how eerie everything felt. People started connecting dots that weren't there, wondering if the 2 tragedies were somehow linked. But after everything was investigated, no real evidence pointed to foul play. It seemed like Shawty Lo was driving way too fast without a seatbelt, and the crash tragically became fatal. Nothing more, nothing less. Even with that explanation, the city was shaken to its core. Once the news broke, Atlanta fell into deep mourning. Shawty Lo wasn't just another rapper. He was a cultural force who shaped an entire era of the city's music. His influence stretched way past his hits, and the love poured in from everywhere as people realized just how important he truly was. T.I. was one of the first to honor him, posting a heartfelt tribute on Instagram. He gave Shawty Lo his flowers and showed genuine respect, calling him a pioneer and a legend. Even though they had their battles in the past, T.I. made it clear he always had love for Shawty Lo and recognized how much he changed Atlanta's sound. More artists came through with love too. Metro Boomin posted a throwback photo of himself in the studio with Shawty Lo, Future, and Young Scooter, captioning it, "Long live the King of Bankhead." Future also honored him on Twitter with "Legends never die, Shawty Lo forever." Lil Yachty shared an old interview clip praising Shawty Lo, writing, "Rip Shawty." Gucci Mane, a longtime friend, reacted with, "Damn it, man, rip Shawty Lo." It became painfully clear. Without Shawty Lo and D4L, Atlanta's rap game would look completely different today. He opened doors, influenced a whole wave of new artists, and shaped the sound that went global. His impact is everywhere, even if he's not here to see how far his legacy reached. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, share the video, and see you on the next one.